On today's show,
we discuss the Bulls' decision to bench Rondo and whether the Hawks should look to trade Paul Millsap.
we ask what's wrong with the Clippers, crown the biggest star of the holidays, and we name this Chris Dunn move.
And Kemba Walker channels Swaggy P in an extended version of Weekend Whoopsies.
It's Monday, January 2nd. The starter starts now.
Good evening, sweet world! Happy New Year and welcome to The Starters. Whether you're listening to the podcast, joining us live right now on NBA TV or later on YouTube, we're happy to have you. I'm still J.E. Skeets, and alongside me, as always, that's Tats Millis.
New year, old clothes for some of us.
Right, it's the International Man of Mystery, taking it to the max. I guess he's dressing up still. Lee Ellis.
Friend.
Lele.
Santa must have skipped my house.
Yeah, I guess so. And last, certainly not least, over there, it's the bearded one. It's Trey Kirby.
Hey-o!
Hey-yo! TK, what do you got for the people?
Well, I'm here at the internet looking for your best tweets at hashtag the starters. And like you said, it's finally 2017, which means it's time to talk about resolutions. And while I'm sure there are things everybody wants to change, like how much they eat or how often they go to the gym, or finally embracing the crossbody bag, today we're talking about NBA resolutions. So it brings us to today's question: what's your NBA New Year's resolution? For me, I'm going to start drinking more tea during late games. It's really relaxing. There are some health benefits, and I really like the feel of that steam blowing on my face late at night. Great way to unwind, and if you pop in an emergency, it's quite an elixir to battle those winter colds. But we want to hear from you, so let us know on Twitter. What's your NBA New Year's resolution? Send us your best tweets to hashtag the starters. We'll hear from you later.
All right, get those tweets in. We got a fun show tonight. We're going to play a little fill in the blank. We got a new batch of Weekend Whoopsies, of course. It's been a while, but we're going to start with a little Is This News? If you're new to the show here in 2017, Trey rounds up some NBA headlines. He's going to pitch them to us, and we're going to determine whether or not they're actually news, because not all news is actually news. TK, first headline.
Our first headline comes from ESPN, and it reads, Fred Hoiberg calls Rajon Rondo benching a basketball decision. Is this news?
Oh, there's a little bit of news somewhere in there. Because after the benching, Fred Hoiberg said Rondo was very professional about the whole endeavor. But after the game on Saturday, Rajon Rondo told reporters, if my minutes don't go up, I'm absolutely requesting a trade. And then he said he was meeting with GM Gar Forman. So if he was abiding by the rules of the team and everything was okay, then why is he meeting with the GM after meeting with the coach who told him that this is going to be your role tonight and this is how it's going to be? Why go to the GM? Already, I think there's a problem. And I think at some point, one of these two guys is going to be gone, Fred Hoiberg or Rajon Rondo. I'm not going to make a prediction of which one, but I think Fred Hoiberg's contract is guaranteed longer.
Yeah.
And Rajon Rondo hasn't finished, the last two teams he's played with have lasted less than one full NBA season. I'd guess it's Rondo that'd be moving, but already if they're fighting now, after some problems earlier this season, it doesn't bode well.
His future in the NBA is really cloudy right now.
Yeah.
Because for a guy at his age, he's going to be 31 very soon. We know he can't shoot. He doesn't do much outside of passing the ball around. And in this game, in this current NBA, if you can't shoot and you can't do much else, then I'm not quite sure where you fit in, especially for a Bulls team right now who started off really well, surprised a lot of us. But now they've kind of come back to that team we expected they were going to be when they built this roster that's kind of doesn't really fit well with each other. And he's kind of the odd man out.
Yeah, it's what's interesting, I think it's important to point out, he's not only just been demoted to like a backup point guard here. He's been told, you're the third point guard now on this team. You know, this is what Hoiberg has said. We're going to go with Michael Carter-Williams because he thinks he can give them a little defense. And then Jerian Grant is going to get your backup point guard minutes.
But that can't last long, right? Rajon Rondo can't be a guy who's a cheerleader on a bench at this point.
Well,
I don't think he'd be okay with a bench role. I don't think he'd be okay with the backup point guard role.
No, I mean, look, we thought at the time, we all sat here and were a little perplexed, bewildered that they were even signing Rondo in the first place on this Bulls team for, $14 million per year. Now it makes even less sense after we've seen the results, after that amazing start that they did have. But they've fallen back to earth in terms of their three-point shooting and the number of three-point shots they get up. I agree 100% with you. At some point, it's either going to be Hoiberg, which I think would probably be the wrong decision immediately, because he came in here supposed to give them this brand new life into their offense, and he's given a bunch of guys, really, that can't shoot the ball all that well. It's just a different system. So, yeah, Rondo, the track record shows that over the last couple of years, he just doesn't have it anymore.
No.
Especially defensively. He used to be a good defensive player.
four-time
back
all-defensive
in the day.
player.
Back in
Yeah.
the day, but he has not been good since his major injury way back when. So
But also, it's his attitude on defense. He said, remember, before he left Boston, he said, I haven't played defense for a couple of years. And then his coach, Fred Hoiberg, said to him over the last 5 games, are you fit? Are you healthy? And he said, yeah, I'm fine. So it's more just a sort of an attitude problem, I think.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that. And I have no problem with the Bulls taking the 30th most three-pointers in the league. They're last in threes, the only team to take less than 20 per game because they don't have three-point shooters. And I think Fred Hoiberg sees that, and he has to accommodate for his personnel. And Rajon Rondo continuously says, I had one of my best years last year with the Sacramento Kings. Continuously says that over and over and over again because he had good numbers. But they're just good numbers. It wasn't a winning team.
Right.
It wasn't a winning franchise. And the defense was very, very bad. And, he's a part of that. So
it'll be interesting to see where we go from here. Trey, next headline.
Personally, I think the front office needs to go, but that's just me. Our next headline comes from ESPN, and it reads, the Hawks are fielding trade offers for Paul Millsap and Kyle Korver. Is this news?
It's news because Paul Millsap is an all-star player, and you don't just tend to want to give those guys away. But the fact that he has already said he's going to opt out of his contract next year puts the Hawks in a tough position because they lost Al Horford for nothing, and they don't want to have that same thing happen with Paul Millsap. So now they trade him, but they're probably going to get pennies on the dollar because teams know if he's going to opt out and he can sign a massive contract next season, well, we're not going to give up too many assets to acquire him for the rest of this season, which might only be, 40 or 50 games plus a playoff push.
Right.
Having said that, I think he's a player who could be in very much demand. So many teams would love a player with his skill set. He's still one of the most underrated players we've seen. Great defender, can shoot the ball, can spread the offense, the defense. He can do everything. So he's got a lot of value, but it's only for the remainder of this season, which makes things very tough.
Look, most rumors don't happen, but Paul Millsap being traded sure makes a lot of sense. He's 32 years old. A couple of years ago, 2015, when he was a free agent, Orlando was reportedly giving him 4 years, $80 million. He came back to the Hawks for 3 and 58, a tiny bit of discount and 1 year off. But now he's 32. And he's going to want to max that baby out. And if the Hawks aren't going to give it to him, which it sure doesn't feel that way, this rebuild has already started. Al Horford's gone. They traded Jeff Teague.
Yeah.
They're not going to sign Paul Millsap at 32 to a long-term deal. Somebody else will, and that means just like the situation last year where Al Horford went into free agency, they tried to sign him, he left for nothing. They're not going to go into that again. They're not going to do that.
One of the popular teams coming up with all these trade rumors is the Toronto Raptors. Mainly because they're looking for another piece to try and help their chances of getting past the Cavs in the Eastern Conference Finals. And they also need this position. Really, this is the glaring hole when it comes to this squad. At least a very competent big there in the 4 spot. They've been looking for a power forward for the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Do you guys buy or like the idea of the Raptors trying to trade for a guy like Paul Millsap?
I love him going to the Raptors, but I just don't think Masai Ujiri is prepared to give up tons to get him, knowing that he may not even come back next year. Let's say Millsap says, sure, I'm going to re-sign with you guys. Then Ujiri may be more inclined to give up some of their assets, draft pick, and some young talent. Not knowing that going in, I think it just makes it very, very difficult. But I think he's a perfect player for what the Raptors need.
I think the glaring hole is at the center spot, defensively.
Right.
They can't beat the Cavs. You've seen them play 3 times. They're right there with the Cavs each time. But Jonas Valanciunas or Bebe Nogueira in backup minutes, he can't play a 5 spread out team. Either of those guys. They're just too big and too slow. Paul Millsap doesn't fit that role. Traditionally, the last few years, we've all asked Masai Ujiri, and we asked him on our show in Toronto, when are you going to get that 4?
Yeah.
He doesn't need a 4. He doesn't. This team is the best offense in the league. Paul Millsap obviously helps out, but defensively, the Cavs are still going to spread you out. They're still going to kill you.
You want DeMarcus Cousins instead of Paul Millsap?
They need a defensive guy. Their offense,
he
they've
can
got the best
defend, though.
offensive league.
He's a great defensive player. Very
a guy
underrated.
who's not shorter than LeBron James.
Yeah, but I don't think people
I
notice
think you need bigger.
how good a defensive player he is, and he may be able to help Valanciunas in those situations. Maybe.
Yeah.
All right, Trey, time for one more headline. What do you got?
Yeah, our final headline comes from the LA Times, and it reads, Clippers searching for ways to end skid. Is this news?
I don't think this is news
No, it's
because
not. They're all injured.
they're injured. Yeah, your 2 best players are out. It's not news because if any team's 2 best players are out, you're not going to win. The last 6 games, that's what's happened. Chris Paul's only played 1 of those 6 games. Blake Griffin's been out. But they haven't been able to fight and scrap. Austin Rivers and Doc Rivers just got ejected from a game because they weren't fighting. Doc Rivers can see this team doesn't have that championship feel to it right now. And they're 7th in the conference right now. They can jump up and get back into the 2nd or 3rd seed. But it doesn't have that feel of years past with the Clippers. And I know the years past don't have a championship feel, but this feels different than that.
Yeah, I mean, it's not news because their stars are injured. All their other guys that are playing, like DeAndre Jordan and JJ Redick and Wesley Jones, they're banged up as well. If anything, this is better. Get injured now if you're the Clippers instead of getting injured when you get to the playoffs. And, the other thing to point out, you said they're in the 7th spot in the West. The 8th spot, they're so far behind.
Yeah.
It's the Kings and the Nuggets, but they're games back. Like, there's no real worry that the Clippers are really going to fall out of the playoffs, I don't think.
But they got to get up to the top 2, 3, 4.
Sure, for positioning, I get that. Yeah, but they've got to stay close to those guys. Yeah. But they're not falling out of the playoffs, so it's not that big.
No,
Yeah, but they got to make a conference finals if this team is going to stay together. And they're not making a conference finals from the 5, 6, 7 spot.
You mentioned any 2 players off any good team would suffer. It just feels their margin for error, though, is so much thinner than a lot of other teams that once these 2 guys out, the whole thing just falls apart.
Yeah, especially Chris Paul when he's not playing, of course. All right, got to take a break. Lots more still to come on tonight's show when we come back. Westbrook, Harden, the Greek Freak, there was others. We'll debate who was the biggest star of the holiday break. Don't go anywhere. Back with the starters, right into fill in the blank, where Trey's going to throw some questions at us, and the 3 of us here at the desk have to fill in the blank. We ask you to do the same on Twitter. Hashtag the starters with your answers. Trey.
All right, first one. The last time we recorded a show was before Christmas, and a lot has happened since then. MVP candidates keep on putting up ridiculous numbers. The Cavs and Warriors finally played a classic, and my mom asked me, what's the deal with Michael Jordan crying? So guys, fill in the blank. The star of the holidays was blank.
It's James Harden.
I agree. It's got to be the
Has
beard.
to be.
Yeah.
Has to be. I mean, even for the one game alone where he put up the 53 points, 16 rebounds, 17 assists. Yeah, that was an actual line that happened in a basketball
numbers,
game.
yeah.
That's never happened in NBA history. So I don't know how you don't go with Harden. And like, that's not the only game he's put up since Christmas. The team hasn't lost. I think it has to be James as the star of the holiday.
There was no doubt he was great, but there was another lefty who put up a pretty good performance, and that's Isaiah Thomas for the Boston Celtics. He had a 52-point game, 29 points in the 4th quarter against the Miami Heat in a win too. Close game too. The Heat were sort of a bit banged up, and he was electric. He's actually been really good since he came back from injury just before the holidays. I'm stretching it a little bit. The 9 games back, they're 7-2. He's been putting up 26 and 6, and I think he's moved from probably going to the All-Star game to nearly definitely going to the All-Star game, and that's short frame.
Don't bite off too
You
much.
can lock that in. Isaiah Thomas is
I don't think it was a lock, though. I don't think it was
Probably.
lock before that.
Before that? Oh, the stretch.
Because
Okay.
he had a 44-point game against the Grizzlies. He's been great, and also the Celtics are looking really good too. They started off a little slow.
Yeah.
I think James Harden has gone from probably being the MVP to being definitely near the MVP with these numbers.
I don't know.
I know Russ is still up there, and LeBron, at the end of it all, he's going to be the number 1 in the Eastern Conference. But James Harden is doing something special with this team.
Yep.
They're 3rd in the West. They're on the heels of the San Antonio Spurs for 2nd in the Western Conference.
Yeah.
You get up there, then we're really talking most valuable player, because that's who the award goes to, either the 1 seed or the 2 seed, traditionally over the last 30 years. You mentioned those numbers. Nobody has ever done 50, 15, and 15 in NBA history. And it happened.
Yeah.
Instead, I mean, we all throw out these numbers every single day, but those are real. Point guard, doing it all, those are special in a non-overtime game.
Yeah,
I
quite
like mentioning that.
95 of the Rockets' points that night he scored or assisted
Yeah,
on.
that's great. All right, Trey, next one.
Yeah, 2016 gave us our first unanimous MVP, our first 3-1 comeback in the NBA Finals, and the first time we saw a player wear a photographer's vest to a game. Guys, fill in the blank. The best NBA story of 2016 was blank.
Well, I'm running out of room here. I'm going with the Cavs winning it all.
Yeah,
it
that's,
has to be.
Yeah, that's the correct answer.
Look, they looked like they were going to get swept after the first 2 games. They were awful in games 1 and 2. And even after 4 games, it looked like they were going to lose probably in 5. LeBron just comes on, has an unbelievable final 3 games. They come back, we all know, from 3-1 down. And then in those last 3 games, LeBron basically averages a triple-double. He has a triple-double in Game 7. Kyrie hits this incredible shot. I mean, the Cavs did something that, honestly, nobody in their right mind would have thought was going to happen, certainly after the first 2 games of that series.
Yeah, that's true. And that's why I think it's specifically the LeBron comeback. Because after they were down 3-1, so many expert people, the people that give us the stories in this league, said LeBron is done. I was sitting with them in Golden State for Game 5, and a lot of them thought, well, he's done. But he went to the post-game press conference. He heard, first of all, before Game 5, that Klay said, I guess his feelings got hurt when he had a little trash talk with Draymond Green. Right. Draymond Green gets suspended, and then the comeback. Imagine the barbershop conversations if he is 2-5 in the NBA Finals rather than 3-4. Now we're talking about him as possibly one of the best players ever in the category, in the conversation with Michael Jordan.
He's moved to
He's
that.
moved.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. He is definitely near Michael Jordan now.
Yeah, I knew you guys were going to go wisely, I want to point out, with some sort of LeBron Cavs sort of as the story of the season. But that's why I'm going sort of with a wild card here. And I'm going with the 2016 dunk contest for the NBA story of 2016. Mainly because I just wanted to see the highlights again. That's really the only reason. But, you know, Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon putting on the best dunk contest of all time. They went 8 total dunks between the two of them in the final round.
Yeah.
Like, that's how long this thing
crazy.
went. It helped that maybe we were in the arena up in Toronto for the All-Star game. It's going to be, I believe, ones that you're going to look back 20 and 30 years ago,
Yeah.
like we do with the Vince Carter one, of course, in Golden State, where you're just like, I was there. It'll be like one of those things where 1 million people will say they were in Toronto that night watching it live.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Can't
Trey,
disagree with that.
Yeah.
Final one, Trey.
All right, Russell Westbrook's Sham God finally has some competition for Move of the Year because Chris Dunn put the ball behind the back of the Blazers' Shabazz Napier last night, and it was marvelous. The only problem is that this move doesn't have a name, so guys, fill in the blank. Chris Dunn's dribble should be called what?
The Dunny Dash.
The what?
The Dunny Dash.
Okay.
The Dunny
Because
Dash.
he's going along, he puts it behind, and then he has to dash to get the ball again so he doesn't turn it over, fires it over to Jeng, knocks it in. The Dunny Dash.
I think, it's a little.
We knew you were going to add a Y to it, so we knew this was coming.
The Dunny.
What are you going with?
It's a little wordy for me. I like you done because if you get this move done to you, you
Yeah,
done.
that's all right. That's
You see
all right.
that? You see that ball go around you? You done.
You guys, you went a little Chris Dunn centric with it.
Yeah.
Like he's the only
We
one
did.
that's going to be able to do it. That's why I'm going with the oh baby. Oh
Why, is it
baby!
Vital?
Here's why. No, remember the And1 mixtape tours?
Yeah.
And they would have the guy on the sidelines narrating the game as it goes on. Anytime Hot Sauce or the professor, whoever did something crazy, he was always yelling, "Oh baby! Oh baby!" That's exactly right. So it's very And1 mixtape-ish. So we'll go with that. Let's hear it from you guys though.
What about Ralph Lawler? He gets a no. Oh baby.
Go bingo or something too. All right, when we come back, it's the mighty return of Weekend Whoopsies. Don't go anywhere. We asked you earlier in the show, what's your NBA New Year's resolution? You hit us up on Twitter, #TheStarters. Trey, you got to feel the best answer.
Yeah, a lot of good answers. This one comes from Brad Baxter, who says he wants to watch a live wedgie. Truly a magical experience. I like what Damian Trillard says. Not worry about the 3 to 8 East standings until the last day of the regular season. The race is too close. That's just smart. And our final answer comes from our own Brett Barry, who says he wants to try to appear on the starters in 2017. We'll have to see. Who knows? We're pretty busy around here.
Come on in, Bones. Bones Zone's always open. All right, let's get to a very large edition here of Weekend Whoopsie, an extended version.
Yeah, we go back to Thursday because this one is special. We had to extend it out to Thursday because Kemba's celebrating that shot that didn't go down. This is what whoopsies are all about.
Yeah.
Look at that. And he has a good laugh after he sees the mess.
All right, on Friday, the Pacers are going to somehow manage a way to bobble this one out of bounds. Yeah, Jeff Teague with the old Butterfingers.
Yeah. He's making a mistake, though. Just point at someone. Blame someone.
Yeah. Miles!
Yeah.
Come on!
That's
Crazy.
a classic whoopsie, and so is this one from Brandon Jennings. Just a missed layup.
Oh, yeah.
I think he's going
Classic
for the
whoopsie.
backboard slap there as well. Look at this. See?
Oh, a little bit.
Yeah, the strong hand there, too.
Same game, Gavin for $10,000 from half court. It's a little left.
Oh,
It's a
Gabby.
tad short, a little left. Come on, Gavin!
Oh, Gabby.
Of course, gotta
This
take
one's
it.
going down.
Gotta take it back to task there. It's Summerlin. Gotta show you that one.
Oh, gross. Rare situation here. A father and a son both being ejected from a game. Austin Rivers taps the official there, pleads his innocence. Tossed. Coach Doc Rivers pleading his son's innocence. Toss.
Oh, boy.
Back to back. First time in NBA history, perhaps?
Most likely.
Yeah, probably.
Let's check it out, Schumann.
Spurs guard Jonathan Simmons with one of the dunks of the year, and he was asked about it after the game. Great response.
You start this dunk, we're going to take a look. You're not real close to that rim when you get started.
Actually, I didn't even know. Ooh. Oh my God. I think it was Jesus Wings was on my back.
Ooh, is right. Mutombo jumping on the Spurs Instagram to write, "I cannot believe it's. I may try to block it." What?
I think we did Joakim Noah a little dirty here. I think this ball, it looks like an air ball, but he actually gets a little bit
You think it's
blocked.
tip?
Yes. We just did it to Noah because he misses
Noah.
sometimes.
No tip here. All right, Paul Pierce just sends that pass 15 rows deep. Or a little high, I guess. Not that deep. Not even close. He's laughing about it, though.
This one's phenomenal. After the whistle, DeMarcus Cousins, Zach Randolph, they just want to play some one-on-one. Let's go at it.
Oh, yeah.
Zebo D'ing up.
Oh, look at those handles.
Oh, yeah.
Big man.
Look at that.
Oh,
Miss.
good D,
Great
good
D.
D.
Great D, Zebo.
Great D. Oh, great moment here. Spurs Hawks. Tim Hardaway Jr. is going to hit a big three late in this one. And Coach Bud's kid's going to go crazy. Oh, yeah. Keep going. He's not done. Watch. Let's shoot some arrows. Woo.
Oh,
yeah. Over here. You get one. You get one. It's
Yeah,
fun.
great stuff. Now, if you missed it, Mariah Carey had a little audio malfunction on New Year's Eve where the lip syncing wasn't happening. So, to commemorate the occasion, the Indiana Pacers, well, they played a little emotion from Mariah Carey, and the fans.
Fans are doing it better.
They're doing it better than MC herself.
Sorry, Mariah, but it's true. And finally here, Pau Gasol is going to get clocked from Dwight Howard. Look, just a common foul. No tech. Right?
Here's the shot.
There's the reaction, the slow-mo jaw going back. Yeah, check the jaw.
He's lip syncing there.
He's a doctor. He's fine. He's okay. He's basically a doctor.
We also have some good and bad news to report. Good news, we had a wedgie, baby. Yeah, start with the good news. The bad news is one wedgie over 9 days of our break, so we're slowing down the flow a little bit. We had a pretty one. I mean, this was right when we left.
That's a
Mike
strange
Conley.
one.
Yeah, it was a moon ball.
Yeah, step back, sticks it. So that's 17 wedgies on the season.
Okay.
Now,
Good.
Yeah, good, but it's a little bittersweet because we're back to last year's pace. We're trying to get to 50, but we're back
Oh, man.
at 44 projected wedgies for the season. We're slowing down.
Light a wedgie candle tonight, everyone. We gotta somehow get them going again. All right, when we return, Lily hits us with the very first solid play of 2017.
Can't wait.
New year, new month, new pick'em payoff battle. I lost December and I got ice thrown at me
This was fun.
in a sober game of ice chess. Very rare. I don't think it's ever been done. That hurt. You guys cut me. A lot of bruises. Yeah, there you go.
I'm going to claim that one.
Yeah, I think it was you. So again, new month here. Let's start it all over again. I'm the only one taking the Bulls at home. Everyone else taking the Hornets. Good luck to everybody. Lily, very solid play.
Heading out to Indiana for a beauty from Thaddeus Young and the Pacers. Check out this pass here from Miles Turner. Where's Thaddeus? Boom! There he is. Beautiful. That's what I call a very solid play.
Nice.
All right. Thanks for joining us, folks. We'll see you tomorrow. And remember, you can't help but do something you love.
Brace the night, people.